So, as I was about to start this live stream, actually, it has been brought up on Twitter that the Kansas City Chiefs have signed Tyrann Mathieu to a deal that is looking like it's going to eclipse $12 million a year. That's just one of all of the crazy contracts that I have written down from the last 24 hours. We're going to talk about all of them. I want to talk about all of them with you guys, and obviously more contracts will come up. We're probably going to be on here for a couple of hours. It's a 3-year, $42 million deal for Tyrann Mathieu. I'm going to write that one down. 3-year, $42 million. So, yeah. Ugh. That's a deal. That is a freaking deal for Tyrann Mathieu. A lot has happened. A lot has happened in this free agency. We're going to talk about all of it. I'm going to let the chat fill up a little bit. Crazy deal. Crazy deal. Did not get Tyrann. That stinks. I'm just going to post on, tell some of the boys that I'm going live. Feels Bucs. Well, okay, this isn't an insanely negative day for the Bucs, I'll say that. We'll talk about it in a little bit. I obviously have made some videos talking about some of these moves, but 3 years, $42 million. I have to have my calculator out for me, but crazy. Crazy moves, guys. We're losing cornerstones. What the hell? I know, Perry. It's okay. It's okay. Let me text a lot of my mods what's going on here. I gotta let them know I'm going live. Just make sure the chat fills up. 11 of you in. Hey guys, what's going on? Let me know what you think about all the moves real quick. Hello to Punchy Sky, John. How are ya? Arginus. Go Buccaneers. How are you guys? Welcome. If you guys are new, welcome to the live streaming scene. Tall guy, welcome. Yep, a lot of people said that Hump and Quan were going to be gone. That was true. That was 100% true. Just telling my moderators real quick I'm going live. I usually let them know, but this time I forgot. A sup from the sip. Hello, Sin. How are you? All right, so we're gonna get into some of these moves. Let me go ahead and let me go ahead and close this. Hey, Ethan, how are you? Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, so today's free agency has been absolutely ridiculous. Okay, we all know that today's free agency has been absolutely insane. As it stands right now, the Buccaneers have only made one move. Arguably, it was a good move. Don't get me wrong, it was a good move, but only made one move. A lot of contracts have been signed. I want to get your guys' thoughts on some of these numbers because it's actually crazy what's been going on with some of these moves. Most recent one I just talked about, the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. He is going to Kansas City. He's not going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's a 3-year, $42 million deal. He's making $14 million a year, as much as Landon Collins got with the Washington Redskins. That's a lot of money, $14 million. I'd pay that, but Buccaneers still really don't have that kind of money right now. $14 million from Kansas City. Kansas City could afford it. It was pretty much between... you got to imagine the Bucs ran on that one. But, yeah. We're not getting Tyrann Mathieu, unfortunately. That does suck, but it is what it is. We got to roll with the punches. Got to live with it, you know? There's still some damn good safeties out there. Do not get me wrong. There are some amazing safeties out there. And I'm going to have Twitter on just to make sure I can get updates for you guys. Just in case anything happens, I got you covered. But, why didn't we use the franchise tag? I guess the Bucs, it was just a little bit past their price range. I'm seeing a lot of people talking about it, talking about cleaning house, whatnot. Quan and Adam are going to be gone. Changes are coming, man. Changes are coming. It'll be really interesting to see what happens here. It'll be really interesting. Have to trade down in the draft. We have a ton of holes. I wouldn't say we have holes. We lost a lot of depth, which always sucks, but I wouldn't say we have holes. At all. But guys, don't get me wrong, before I start going through any of these numbers, there's still a ton of talent out there in terms of overall guys. There's a ton of awesome safeties out there. Do not forget that. There's still some very decent safeties out there. There's still some good players out there, you know. A lot of the guys on my list that I talked about, 5 players that the Buccaneers should sign in free agency, 4 out of the, well, I guess if you want to get technical, only one of the guys on my list of 6 or 7 players is gone, and that's Tyrann Mathieu. So there's still a lot of guys out there. It does sting that we lost a lot of fan favorites. We lost fan favorites Adam Humphries, Quan Alexander, Tyrann Mathieu. And that stings, but I feel that'll heal with time. We'll get over it, and we'll get some replacements in that I feel will feel good. You know, it'll feel good. We just have to wait for things to shake out. You know, we just have to be patient. And I know that's a terrible thing to do, being patient and all that, but that's all we can do, you know? It's all we can do. But let's talk about some of these numbers, okay? First things first, this is the numbers from the past 24 hours, and look at the list of signings. It's a full list of signings, pretty much. So, talking about some of these numbers real quick. Dante Fowler, 1 year, $14 million from the Los Angeles Rams. In my opinion, really overpaid. He did have a really nice playoff run, I guess you could say, but Jesus, he's getting overpaid. A lot of people are arguing, well, that's what would have been for the 5th-year option, but honestly, I don't know if Dante Fowler is worth that $14 million, but that was a crazy deal. A lot of these guys on this list are getting overpaid, and Dante Fowler was probably one of the more glaring ones. Next is Danny Amendola from Detroit, and I'll be mentioning Detroit a lot in this. 1 year, $5 million. I think that's a good deal for Detroit, especially considering some of the other slot receiver deals that came out. And we're going to talk about those. Detroit actually had a good deal here. 1 year, $5 million for a pretty reliable slot receiver. Can't beat that. Next is Malik Jackson. He went to Philadelphia. 3 years, $30 million, making an average of $10 million per year. Another solid deal. He was released from the Jacksonville Jaguars. They weren't able to pay his contract. For some reason, the Philadelphia Eagles keep on generating money out of nowhere. They're going to be on this list a couple more times as well. And it's weird. It's weird. Nathan, like you said, Tyrann Mathieu going to the Kansas City Chiefs. 3 years, $42 million. $14 million a year, man. $14 million a year for Tyrann Mathieu. That's what the Chiefs are paying, just to keep everybody updated right now. The compensatory picks next year are going to be disgusting. We get a 3rd-round comp pick for Quan. We get a 4th-round comp pick for Adam Humphries right now. That's pretty good in my opinion. You know, we turned an undrafted free agent into a 4th-round draft pick. You can't. That's pretty appealing. So yeah, we'll talk about some guys who can still get signed out there for the Buccaneers later on. I still have my cheat sheet on my phone and everything. But getting back into the contracts a little bit. Okay, can we talk about, is it Troy? It's not Troy Brown. It's Trent Brown, formerly of the New England Patriots. 4 years, $66 million, Oakland Raiders. Can we talk about that? Making $16 million a year, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's the contract. $16.5 million, Trent Brown, Oakland Raiders. That's insane. You know? That is insane. And I've seen some people say, hey, Frank, how are you? And I've seen some people say, well, you know, yep, Chiefs did sign Tyrann Mathieu Maddox. That is a sad one. Trent Brown's a crazy one. $16.5 million for 4 years. And I've seen some people say, well, Jason Light's a genius, the Donovan Smith contract, everybody was complaining, da-da-da-da-da. They're both really risky deals. That's just a fact. You know, just because that's something I want to say that was bothering me today. Just because that Trent Brown got signed for $16.5 million does not take away any of the risk of signing Donovan Smith for $13.75 million a year. Still both risky moves. You just have to wait and see how they pan out. That doesn't automatically make Donovan Smith a better left tackle. It just means that the Raiders decided to pay Trent Brown more. That's all that means. You know, so it'll be interesting to see how that happens. Usually tackles who get their paydays usually end up falling off a little bit, so we'll see. Yeah, like you're saying, Rhett, the hard part is over. The hard part is over. Whatever is going to happen with Gerald McCoy. If you ask Jenna Lane says she's talked with teams, and apparently a lot of teams expect the Buccaneers to keep McCoy. That's what Jenna Lane's reporting, so we'll have to wait and see about that one. So we'll have to wait and see. That sucks the Chiefs got him. Chiefs give him $14 million a year. Chiefs give him $14 million a year. That is some insane money. We are getting a comp pick for Quan, getting a 3rd-round comp pick. I'll talk about Le'Veon Bell in a little bit. Trent Brown, 4 years, $66 million. Jesus. Coleman going to Detroit. I think it's Justin Coleman, a slot wide receiver. 4 years, $36 million for a slot receiver. $9 million a year for a slot receiver. He better be your number 2. He has to be a solid number 2. Detroit's paying Darius Slay over $10 million a year, and you're paying Justin Coleman $9 million a year. That was a bad deal in my opinion. That was bad. He got overpaid. Some crazy money being thrown around, Adam. That's what I'm saying. Hey, Granny Games Productions, how are you? Fabulous. Earl Thomas is still out there. That's another safety, but apparently he wants $15 million, and at this rate, he's gonna get it. Flowers also going to Detroit. Another former Patriot going to Detroit. That's 3 of 3 now. You got Amendola, you got Coleman, you got Trey Flowers. Trey Flowers, 5 years, $80 million. Yeah, Coleman is a slot corner. He's getting $9 million a year now. It's crazy. Trey Flowers, $16 million a year, I believe was what the numbers were. That's a crazy contract. $16 million a year, man. $16 million. We'll get to Quan's numbers in a little bit, Nicholas. It was sad to see him leave, but these numbers are insane. The teams that have cap space are paying so much freaking money. It's actually crazy. LaMarcus Joyner's another guy the Bucs could still get. Have to pay money to win. That's true. Bucs don't have a lot of money right now. They just freed up a lot of money. But there's been some ridiculous money. Bucs couldn't afford barely any of these contracts, you know? Yeah, freeing up a little bit of space, you know? I'm fine with what the Bucs are doing right now. Can you guys admit that a lot of these guys are overpaid? Some of the numbers I've just said right now, a lot of these guys are overpaid. Come on now. It's been crazy. It's been crazy. Bucs haven't signed anybody right now. They did make one move, which I will talk about, but right now they haven't signed anybody. Collins, Landon Collins, going to Washington. $14 million a year, 6-year deal, $84 million. Oh, $14 million for Landon Collins. Why? And I said this on Twitter. Washington always does this. They always go out and they always pay an ungodly amount of money for one of the top guys on their list that they want, and Landon Collins was that guy this year. $14 million for Landon Collins. Bucs can't afford that right now. Hey, Bucs our Beast, how are you? Jerron Brown, he's another option. There's still some guys out there. The guys are definitely overpaid. Like you said, Gerald McCoy was staying with the Buccaneers in one of your videos. Yeah, Gerald McCoy's still staying. I'm confident that Gerald McCoy's staying. It's been reported by Rick Stroud. If you ask Jenna Lane said that she's talked to some teams, and the expectation around them is teams are expecting the Buccaneers to retain Gerald McCoy. So I still think that he's staying. Clinton Dix is still a safety out there. You know, there's some things going on. I've got Twitter on, so if anybody has anything. Devin Funchess is heading to the Colts. I want to see what that deal is. There's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on. Devin Funchess is the latest signing right now. So that is interesting. James, check my phone. I got you. I am checking my phone. What's on my phone? I'm confused. Kevin, let me know what's on my phone. Bucs just got some scrubs for a couple of mil. Duke Johnson, what do I think the Bucs need the most right now? I don't know. Your intros to the last few videos were pretty funny. Yeah, I liked them. There's some guard talent out there. I'll talk about what the Bucs need in a little bit. I want to finish some of these contracts. Okay? To the 69 people watching, thank you. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe, like the video, whatever you want to do. We're just hanging out talking about some free agency. We're going to be here for a while. Where was I? Landon Collins, $14 million a year. Jesus. Jameson Crowder, 3 years, $28 million. $9.5 million a year, roughly. Dear Lord. That one's crazy. But that's just the Jets. Kenny Vaccaro, 4 years, $26 million. He's making $6.5 million a year. That's actually a pretty good deal for Tennessee, considering the price rate of safeties right now. The price rate is ridiculous. These safeties are getting paid $14 million a year, and Tennessee got theirs for $6.5 million. That's actually a good deal. But then they released Jonathan Cyprien, which he could be another safety option for the Bucs. Yeah, these contracts are crazy. I'm okay with D-Jax leaving. I'm okay with D-Jax leaving. Kevin Johnson, I believe he signed he signed a 3-year contract with the Bills, I believe. I believe so. And Mark Ingram, I believe he had some interest from the Bears. Yeah. Thank you, TZ, for loving the videos. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm going to try and read the chat as much as I can. Russell Shepard, he's a guy I want to bring back. He was an honorable mention. He was an honorable mention in my list. I think he'd be fine. He'd be good. Let me just see here. Then Detroit went out and signed Jesse James. That was crazy. That was another crazy signing. Detroit's up to 4 signings on this list right now. They've been dishing out a lot of money. Day one, you know. Frank Gore, this was the best deal so far of free agency. Frank Gore to Buffalo, 1 year, $2 million. Frank Gore's a solid running back. You know, Frank Gore's a solid running back. You get him for $2 million, that's actually a solid deal. I'm okay with that one. Oh, check my DMs. I got you. Oh my God. Devin, this is a new one. Devin Funch's 1 year, $13 million deal from the Colts. Jesus. Devin Funchess is making $13 million next year. Oh my God. I'll let that one marinate real quick when I check the DMs. Okay, I gotta read this free agency here in a little bit, Kevin. That's insanity. That is insanity. You guys know, former Carolina Panthers wide receiver Devin Funchess, $13 million. Holy crap. That is insanity. Colts overpaid for that one. Yeah, we lost Tyrann Mathieu to the Chiefs. That one stinks. Losing Tyrann stings a lot. Tyrann Mathieu. I thought for sure he was going to be the one guy that the Bucs got. You know? Jesus, Devin Funchess got overpaid. Anyway, continuing on with my contracts. Frank Gore, best deal, one year, $2 million. Nick Foles. Can we talk about Nick Foles for a minute? Jesus. 4-year deal. $88 million, $102 million max. Oh my God, Granny Games, this is just from throughout the day. My sources are all the news companies that have been reporting all the moves. This is just from the last 24 hours. Nick Foles, 4 years, $88 million. $25 million per year maximum. That's crazy. Why would you pay Nick Foles over $22 million a year? Holy crap. Frank Gore is a steal. I agree, Hero. Frank Gore is a steal. I miss Quan. I miss Quan too. I'll talk about Humphreys in a second. I'll talk about that. But Nick Foles is making $22 million a season now. And now Jacksonville's expected to cut Blake Bortles on Wednesday. Jeez. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Foles will be a bust in Jayville. We got to see what's going on. Jeez. It's been some crazy moves. I hope Nick Foles balls out in Jacksonville. He's got a good defense behind him. So that'll be appealing to him, you know. Next deal. This one's actually good. This happened a little bit later. Deshaun Jackson doesn't get re-signed, doesn't get released, gets traded. Tampa Bay Buccaneers to the Philadelphia Eagles. Deshaun Jackson's going home. One of the one Bucs move that the Bucs pretty much did today. And it was good. Oh, well, who removed .com's message? .com's fine. .com's fine. I'm okay with .com. .com's been here forever. Yeah, no. We can show .com's message. No. We can show .com's messages. Anyway, so yeah, Deshaun Jackson traded from the Buccaneers to Philadelphia. Deshaun gets what he wants. Buccaneers get what they want. And the Eagles get what they want. Oh, it's okay, Rhett. You're good. Crazy good deal for the Bucs, right? And I know some people say, well, we didn't get anything back for Deshaun. Because the deal, Buccaneers get a 2019 6th-round draft pick. They give up Deshaun Jackson and a 2020 7th-round draft pick. That was the deal. That's a good deal in my opinion. You know? I think that that's a phenomenal deal. Because, you know, we were all okay with getting something for Deshaun, right? I know we didn't get a lot, but not only do you get a draft pick, you get $10 million in cap space. It would have been the same as if everybody wanted to release Deshaun anyway, so now we get a 6th-round draft pick instead of releasing him. Now Philadelphia, they redid his deal. It's a 3-year, $27 million deal. Deshaun Jackson's going to be making $9 million a year. In Philadelphia, that's probably where he retires. Great deal by the Bucs. That, I don't know how Jason Light did that, because I thought nobody was going to want Deshaun, you know? I thought nobody was going to want Deshaun. You know? We get a 6th round draft pick for a guy we were going to cut. That's good. That's really good. You know, really good move. I think a lot of us would have just cut him, but Jason Light really eked out a trade. Sean, I've been talking about all the free agency moves. Wes, yep, Deshaun's out of here. We're gonna have some really interesting guys to replace him, you know. 90 people in the live stream, by the way. Thank you guys for coming in and whatnot. I appreciate you guys. Seriously, we're talking about all the free agency moves going on right now. Talking about some future moves that might be going on as well. It'll be good. It'll be good. So yeah, Buccaneers got a good move there. Absolutely. Adam Humphries, not a good deal. Should have gotten a 2nd round this pick. Well, I mean, George, you'd like to get a 2nd or 3rd rounder, but unfortunately, teams knew that we were going to cut. Teams knew that the Bucs were going to cut Deshaun. That's just how it goes. Brate might get traded. I don't think he'll get traded to Cincinnati, because Cincinnati just re-signed one of their tight ends to a 3-year, $18 million deal. So I don't think that's going to happen. It was C.J. Awuzie. He got a 3-year, $18 million deal, I believe. Something like that. Cam might get traded. Possibly. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, Humphries going to the Tennessee Titans. Just made a video about that a little bit earlier. 4 years, $36 million. Adam Humphries is making $9 million a year. That's a lot. $9 million a year. That's insanity. With those two moves I just mentioned, both Adam Humphries and now Deshaun Jackson are out of Tampa Bay. So that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting to see. We still have a lot of guys out there. You still have Sergio Bailey. You still have Bobo Wilson. You still have Justin Watson. You still can sign a couple of guys in free agency that have been with Bruce Arians before. There's a lot of guys out there that you can get. But Adam Humphries, he's making $9 million a year. Hey, not bad for an undrafted free agent, right? Not bad for an undrafted free agent. To go from not even going to the I don't believe he even went to the combine, to not even getting drafted, to playing good for 4 years, to getting $9 million a year, you got to appreciate what Adam Humphries is doing, man. That's good for him. That's good for him. The wide receiver core does take a hit, but I think the Bucs will be fine at wide receiver. Chris Godwin will be unleashed upon the world, you know. Next deal. Quan Alexander going to San Francisco. Made another video about this. 4-year deal, $54 million, $13.5 million a year. That's crazy. That is crazy money. Again, got to be happy for him. 4th round draft pick, making $13.5 million now off of good play. He's coming off an ACL injury. We'll see how it does for San Francisco, but that's going to be a good piece of San Francisco's defense. They got to replace, I believe it was Foster, the really troubled middle linebacker they had. That one's going to sting for the Bucs. That one's going to sting. They're losing a good linebacker, but $13.5 million. That's crazy. That is crazy money. That's insane. Yeah, that is some insane money. We need to grab one of those Pro Bowl safeties. There's a lot of good safeties out there, man. There's a lot of good safeties out there. Would I be alright with signing Jay Ajayi? Sure. I mean, you know, I think he'd be fine. Maybe we can get a Pats pick for Brate. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It'll be interesting. Quan was a very good linebacker for us. He did miss a lot of games, so San Francisco, they're trying really hard to fix that defense. So we'll see what happens there. Prices went up after the Landon Collins deal. Yeah, I wonder how much Earl Thomas is gonna make, because he's like the most legit safety out of the bunch. I think he's actually gonna be making that $15 million that he wants. You know, what do I think about the Duke Johnson rumors? I would be interested in Duke Johnson. I think he'd be really good. I saw that, Robert. That was an unfortunate one. Tyrann Mathieu, 3-year, $42 million, Kansas City. He's making $14 million a season now as well. You know, last we heard, I think the Chiefs offered him 9.5. He went to Kansas City. They offered him 14. That's crazy. That is crazy money. Donovan Smith is trying to recruit Adrian Amos. That could happen. J.J. Nelson of the Bucs is very likely, in my opinion. Sign Clinton Dix. There's still some good safeties out there. This whole overpaying guys really isn't helping the Bucs here at all. No, not at all. Not at all. So thin at linebacker, Earl will get paid. Earl will get paid. Funchess is only making $3 million more than Evans. SMHH. Ethan, I couldn't have said it better. Funchess is making $13 million this year. That's insane. That is insane. I hope Beckwith... Yeah, Beckwith. That's going to be another interesting one. That is going to be another interesting one. Thank you, Teddy. You've been on the grind. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Who do I think is a good cornerback for the Bucs from free agency? Brashawn Breeland's my guy. Brashawn Breeland is 100% my guy for cornerbacks from free agency. That's what I think. Thank you, Teddy. You're good. You're good. Mo Claiborne would be a good cornerback too. I was gonna say him, but everybody has been saying Mo Claiborne, so I want to do things a little bit different. Let's get Ha in the Bay. That'd be good, man. That'd be good. Quan and Humphreys are getting a lot of money. I don't think the Bucs are gonna get Earl Thomas. I just think that somebody's gonna give him big money. It'll probably be the Cowboys. I want to read a couple more contracts here. Mitch Morris. This one came a little bit ago to Buffalo. 4 years, $44 million. He's the highest paid highest paid center in the league now. He's making $11 million a year. So Ryan Jensen's number was already eclipsed a couple of times actually. So yeah, he's making $11 million a year. So that's insane. Next you have, I believe it's Mike Davis going to Chicago. He is signing a 2-year, $6 million deal. That one's pretty interesting. Hey Moto, how are you? Who do I think the Bucs should draft? Well, now you got to draft. You probably got to look into defense. That's probably got to be a priority, defense. Let the big name guys go. They never work out to their contracts. Yeah. So there's been some crazy deals. There's a few more under the radar signing deals, like Baltimore signing a tight end to a 3-year, $18 million deal, stuff like that. Blake Bortles, I see a couple people talking about Blake Bortles. He's not coming to Tampa Bay, not as a backup. I wonder how much money he's gonna make. I could see him making like $6 to $8 million. Yeah, I wouldn't bring him in as a backup. Oh yeah, Terrell Suggs went to Arizona on a 1-year deal. I think it might be a 1-year deal. Maybe it's a couple-year deal. White or Allen, pick one. I don't know. That one's tough. Give me more time for that one. Devin White is appealing, but so's Allen. Beckwith might be done. Jason Light really didn't give an update on that one. He said it could be career-threatening, his injury, so we need to see. But I want to talk about some of the guys that are still out there. Some of the guys that the Buccaneers can still sign. Check the last comment, says Kevin. Okay. Let me see. Oh, we'll bring back Glennon, sign J.J. Nelson, Mike Iupati, Antoine Bethea from Arizona. That could be something that the Buccaneers do. I mean, losing Tyrann Mathieu stings. I'm comfy with JPP and Nassib. So am I. I have no problems with our D-line right now. I mean, you could never get too many impressive D-linemen, though, I think. Clay Matthews could be a good signing. There's still a lot of talent out there. Let me pull up my my cheat sheet and see what's going on. Hold on. I'm pulling up the cheat sheet, guys, because I want to talk about some things. Here it is. Okay, so safety position, because I know that's a big one for people. We should collectively organize a letter to the Honey Badger. That would be funny. So let's talk about some of these safety guys that are still out there. Landon Collins, he got signed. Earl Thomas, he has not been signed. Adrian Amos is still out there. LaMarcus Joyner is still out there. Tyrann Mathieu got signed. Trey Boston's still out there. Clinton Dix is still out there. Clayton Gathers. Glover Quinn's still out there. Kenny Vaccaro got signed. What am I trying? Jimmy Ward is still out there. Mike Mitchell, George Iloka, Corey Graham, Reggie Nelson. You know, there's still some good safeties out there. Even the few guys that I just mentioned, guys like Earl Thomas, Adrian Amos, LaMarcus Joyner, Trey Boston. Trey Boston would be an awesome addition to the Bucs. He could be a guy that the Buccaneers could pick up. Trey Boston. Clinton Dix would be a good addition. Clayton Gathers would be a good addition. You know, there's those few safeties that I just mentioned are good, you know, and they'd be good additions. So I don't think the Buccaneers are screwed at safety. I think that there's still some really good talent out there. It's just one of those things you got to be patient with. You also got to factor in they could go for a guy like Deion Buchanan is another guy who could get paid for the Buccaneers. I mean, he used to play linebacker, but they could move him back to safety, like they've done before. Le'Veon Bell is still out there, but I don't think that he's going to the Buccaneers. I don't think he's going to the Buccaneers. Who will be cut? I've talked about this before. William Golston, Brian Anger, Bo Allen, Mitch Unrein, few other guys out there. Deshaun Jackson was a big one. That's going to save you a lot of money. Now you can just cut 3 or 4 more guys like Allen, Unrein, Brian Anger. That'll save you a lot of money right there, you know. Should we cut McCoy? I don't think so. I mean, I'm fine with McCoy. Santos could come back. Trade for Yeldon. Yeldon's actually a free agent. You can just sign TJ Yeldon. TJ Yeldon is available at running back. No, we shouldn't cut McCoy. Too many holes created. There's a lot of depth problems right now, but I think a lot of it's fine. I think a lot of it's okay. Yeah, but no, there's still a lot of talent out there. Just looking at running back's not as big of a deal for this team right now. There's still a ton of center and guard help. Not a lot of centers have been signed. If you want my opinion, and I've talked about this, go after. I was going to say go after Tyrann Mathieu. That's obviously can't happen. That can't happen right now. John Brown's still out there. He hasn't signed a contract. So, you know, that's definitely something that could happen. Signing Tyrann Mathieu. Or signing John Brown. Taking a look at some of the wide receivers that are still out there. Golden Tate's still out there. I've said before, I don't think he's going to get signed. Tyrell Williams. Demaryius Thomas. Funchess got signed. John Brown. Randall Cobb, Cole Beasley, Des Bryant, Chris Hogan, Moncrief, Mike Wallace, Pierre Garçon, Cordero Patterson, Inman, Brashad Perriman, Philip Dorsett. There's some good wide receiver talent out there. You know, there's some good wide receiver talent out there. LaMarcus Joyner, he could be. I could see LaMarcus Joyner being a safety the Bucs go after. Looking at the list of safeties, maybe you go after a guy like Trey Boston. Maybe you go after a guy like Trey Boston. That could be somebody. We have like 13 million in cap space. Sign who again? John Brown, JJ Nelson. Those are 2 guys you could bring in. Could bring in a guy like Marcus Golden. I've talked about that before. I think he could be a good rotational type guy. Safety, my guy was Tyrann Mathieu. He was my guy. But now maybe you go for a guy like Clinton Dix or a Trey Boston or even an Adrian Amos. Those would be my 3 guys at safety. Des Bryant, yeah, he's back. He's back. Thank you, Vincent. Grinding out the videos. What's our cap after our cuts? Well, right now it's at, I believe, 13 million along those lines after we got rid of Deshaun Jackson in the trade. So that was good. But yeah, Tyrann Mathieu is my guy. But looking past that, Marcus Golden, John Brown, J.J. Nelson, Rashad Breeland would be a nice cornerback. E.J. Gaines. Bryce Callahan's still out there. I'm surprised he didn't get paid. I should make Madden franchise mode gameplay. That'd be fun. That would be fun. We do need more money. Allen, Anger, Golston, Unrein free up 13 million in cap room. Yeah. 23 million would be a lot. 23 million would be a lot. Well, you guys are also forgetting the cap goes up, I believe, by like $11 million on Wednesday due to the new league year. Philip Dorsett. I am a big fan of Philip Dorsett. Le'Veon Bell's still out there. Le'Veon Bell hasn't signed his contract. Earl Thomas is still out there. He hasn't signed his contract. Not going to get those guys. But they're out there. You never know, right? So I don't know. There's still some decent guys out there. What's up, Loggins? How are you? But yeah, cornerback Bryce Callahan's still out there. Bashaud Breeland, he was my pick. I really like Bashaud Breeland. I'm shocked by how much the Lions did. They signed so many players. So many players. Do we get Luke Stalker back on the team? I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. You think Bell gets signed Wednesday when the cap space goes up? No. No. From what I've seen, the Bucs aren't even interested in Bell. So I don't think so. I'm pretty sure the cap space goes up on Wednesday because it's the new league year. In new league year, they just announced that the cap space increases for the new league year. So doesn't that mean that the cap space increases? Am I wrong? Somebody look that up, please. I thought I was right. I have no idea. I don't even know I don't even know. But would I rather have Thomas or HaHa Clinton Dix? Probably HaHa Clinton Dix, because he's probably going to cost less. Probably. Bell will probably be a Jet. Yeah. Probably. Probably. It does increase on Wednesday? Okay. So, from that increase alone on Wednesday, the Buccaneers have enough money to sign their rookie class, $9 million. And you can still take $2 million of that and add that on. The Bucs will have $15 million in cap space on Wednesday without making any more moves. So, that'll be that, you know. You know, that'll be something. Where's Grimes? Grimes is gone. He's not even under contract right now. HaHa could be a guy the Bucs go after, I think. If I was going to the Colts, they have a ton of money. They have a ton of money. Hey, James, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I guess you could make a push for Bell if you really wanted to, but that'll be tough. That one will be tough. It'll be interesting to see. What do I think about us trading for a wide receiver? Could happen. I could see the Bucs trading for a cornerback. There's been a lot of trades. There's been a lot of trades. Hey, Godzilla, how are you? If I could trade a Bucs player right now, who would it be? Well, it would have been Deshaun Jackson, but he's gone. So, Cameron Brate, probably. Probably Cameron Brate. Seen reports we were trying to deal Duke Johnson from Cleveland. Anyone else see this? I haven't logins. Somebody link me that. I will gladly check that out. There's a couple of good free agent linebackers. I'll talk about them real quick. So after Washington made the deal to get Landon Collins, it's been reported that they are actually shopping two of their linebackers, both Zach Brown and Mason Foster. I'm sure a lot of you guys know who Mason Foster is. He used to play for the Bucs after all for years. But for Zach Brown, I think the Bucs should heavily consider that. He's making around $7 million a year. He's 29 years old, and he's pretty darn good. I think Zach Brown's decent. I think you consider that trade if you're the Bucs. You know? It's on Bucs Report website. I don't know. I didn't really see anything about it. Maybe it was just speculation. Jordan Howard's another guy who could get traded to the Bucs. I am a huge fan of Jordan Howard. I don't know if the Bucs are interested, but I'm a huge fan of Jordan Howard. I would be happy with Jordan Howard. Anthony Barr is still out there. Barr is a 4-3 linebacker, but apparently the rumors are that he's going to be used a lot more as a pass rusher. Who's our top target right now? Honestly, I don't think anybody knows who the Bucs' top target is right now. You would have assumed it was Tyrann Mathieu, but he's gone. So I have no idea. I don't think anybody knows anymore. But, yeah, I think the Bucs should heavily consider trading for linebacker Zach Brown since the Redskins have made him available. If you can get Zach Brown for a 5th or 6th round draft pick, that's a steal. That is a steal. Tevin Coleman's still available. There's still a lot of good players out there, guys. Jordan Hicks is still out there. CJ Mosley's still out there. He's going to get so much freaking money. Anthony Davis is still out there. Anthony Barr, sorry, not Anthony Davis. He plays for the Pelicans. Anthony Barr is still out there. Brandon Marshall's still out there. Jake Ryan. Preston Brown. Preston Brown's going to make a lot of money. Michael Kendricks, although he's probably in a lot of trouble. Those are kind of the top safeties. Deion Buchanan's another guy. Deion Buchanan's also available. So, when do I think the Bucs will make a move? I think they could make another signing today. And nobody would really, nobody would. I wouldn't be surprised if they made a signing today. I think they could. Especially since they just traded away Deshaun Jackson. That means they wanted to free up space to make some type of move, right? If they didn't have any plans to bring in different players, they wouldn't, they would have waited a little bit till rounds 2 or 3. They would have waited a couple of days. So I think they want to make a move now. Buchanan, I think Buchanan's pretty much a done deal coming to Tampa Bay, Let me see. Do I see any way that OBJ will be traded to any team? No, he's way too good to get traded. I think he's way too good to get traded. He's just so good. That'd be like the Buccaneers trading away Mike Evans. It just doesn't happen. I know the Steelers just did it with Antonio Brown, but Odell's not as bad as Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown like literally went crazy. He literally went crazy. He basically forced them to trade him. So I'm not seeing Odell doing that. Odell seems like he pretty much wants to stay in New York for the most part, so I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be totally okay. It's been a long day. It's been such a long day. There's been so much money. What do you guys think about all these overpaid players? These guys are getting in crazy amounts of money. Crazy amounts. Guys that you wouldn't even expect to make this much money are just making disgusting amounts. They're not signing anybody right now, Brandon, but I'm sure they're working on it. They're calling up every agent in the world, Quan got $54 million. Quan got $13.5 million a year. Quan's deal's insane, right? Come on. His deal's crazy. You guys can admit that, right? His deal's insane. Brown is going to... Antonio Brown's going to hate being on the Raiders? Probably. Sign Bradley Roby. That'd be a good signing. Have I talked about McCoy yet? I have. Jenna Lane from ESPN has said that she's talked to teams who expect the Buccaneers to retain McCoy. So I'm going off of that and what Rick Stroud has said. So, nobody in our division are making moves. True. And the Panthers just lost Devin Funchess. So, and DJ Moore didn't do that good. So they're really, really weak at wide receiver. Like, as bad as Funchess is, at least he was okay for the Panthers. Now they have nobody. They have Christian McCaffrey. That's it, That's it. Let me see. Yeah, these guys are getting overpaid. Ridiculous contracts. Ridiculous contracts. If you guys have any questions about any teams who have made some signings, I'll try and answer them best of my abilities. But just know that a lot of players are getting overpaid. Like a ton. Or if you have any questions about any players, whether or not they've gotten signed. It is bad for the Bucs that these guys are getting overpaid. These markets are insane. Quan's deal is insane. Nick Foles' deal is insane. Defense will be different without Quan. Yeah, absolutely. It'll absolutely be different without him. It'll suck. It'll suck. Brandon Mebane. Brandon Mebane would be a low-key signing. That probably wouldn't happen for another week and a half or something, though. The overpaying screwing us up. Do I think Bell will get the money he wants? Yeah. With these contracts that have been signed right now, yeah, he'll get the money he wants, I think. Any word on the rumors of Viking shopping Xavier Rhodes? I think they're listening to offers, is what I saw reported. That's the latest. I think they're listening to offers, which, dude, I'd trade for Xavier Rhodes in a heartbeat. That's just a good deal. If we were to try and trade for somebody, what would we try and trade away? I would assume a mid-round pick, like probably at most a third. Jason Light's probably comfortable giving up is a third-round pick because that's what he gave up to get Jason Pierre-Paul, and that worked out insanely well for him. So I think that's probably the most comfortable he would be willing to give up as a third-round pick. That's what I would think. Teams like the Rams and Eagles have a lot of cap room because, one, they have quarterbacks on rookie deals, and two, they restructure contracts and convert salaries to open cap space. The Bucs technically have a contract on a quarterback on a rookie deal, but the Rams and Eagles do it better. Highest paid inside linebacker in history, if I'm correct. Maybe. I don't know about that one. Tyrann Mathieu gone. He just went to the Chiefs for Landon Collins money. Yes, he did. Those guys are making an insane amount of money. Live stream the draft? I might be able to, yeah. I'm probably going to be at the Bucs Uncensored draft party, so we'll see. Haha, Clinton Dix. He might be my top guy right now. I mean, he might be my top guy right now. Either him or Adrian Amos. I like Adrian Amos a lot. Quan Deal's crazy. See him later this year. Hope he's covering OJ when the Bucs play him. That'd be crazy. Humphrey's got $36 million. You know, that's just insane. Sucks to see Quan go, but really dealing with some injuries the last couple of years. Yeah, Humphreys too. Humphreys got a 4-year, $36 million deal. That's what he got. Do I think the Raiders will make any more big moves? I think they'll try and go for Bell. I think they'll do that. I mean, they have a lot of money. A lot of cap space. You know, they can make it work. I think they'll also try and trade for some players because they got so many picks. I think they're not. I think, especially with the way John Gruden does his crazy stuff, I think that they'll be in it. It's crazy. Why are we sitting so stagnant right now? I think they're just trying to... They weren't going to go for guys like Trey Flowers and Dante Fowler and Danny Amendola and Trent Brown and Justin Coleman. And they might have went for guys like Landon Collins and Tyrann Mathieu, but they just flat out don't have the money to get those guys. A lot of the guys that I've mentioned that have been signed so far just don't fit what the Buccaneers need. So I feel that they're just kind of waiting. And, you know, that's fine. You know, that's fine. Did I see anything the Jets were more interested in Coleman because of the price than Bell? I thought they, from what I saw, I thought it read that the Jets were kind of off of Coleman because they thought he was overrated. That's what I thought. I don't know. Do I think we draft a linebacker in the first now? It's definitely a lot more possible. Definitely a lot more possible. We got Levante David, indeed. They're getting overpaid. It's a little bit of both. A little bit of being overpaid, a little bit of because the cap's going up, you know? Adrian Amos over haha Clinton Dix. I like Adrian Amos, man. He's good. Claiborne would be a good signing. Rashawn Gary or Montez Sweat? Ugh. Maybe Sweat. Maybe Sweat. Yeah, man. There's going to be a lot of crazy moves. Let's check and see if anything else has happened here. Jets are signing... Oh, the Vikings are signing Shamar Stephen. The Jets are signing Josh Bellamy. There you go. So the biggest signing yet was still Funches. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Yeah, nothing crazy right now. Nothing crazy going on. What about Terrell Suggs? I believe last I saw, Terrell Suggs is signing with the Arizona Cardinals, which I would not be surprised if if the Arizona Cardinals gave C.J. Mosley like $16 million a year. Would not surprise me at all. Like, that'd be crazy. Thank you, Antonio. I appreciate that, man. Gruden likes Sweat so he could be gone at 4. Yeah, that's true. We need a new linebacker leader. Hey, we have Levante David. He's been the leader for years. James, what about Breeland? Brashad Breeland? He's still out there. He's my guy. I love Brashad Breeland, Jeffrey. I think he'd be a very underrated signing. I think you could get him for some good money. I think you could do that. Let's raid the Texans stream and complain about the Honey Badger. Let me see a look at this one. Oh my gosh, how many people are watching? If you guys want to raid this stream, you can raid that stream. There you have it. But there's been so many crazy moves. Oh my gosh, this chat has just gone insane. Mountain Dew is awesome. There you go. David is great. So glad he stuck with us. Yeah. Yeah. Tell him, yeah, you guys can go to that live stream. Start complaining about the Honey Badger and tell him, MrBucsNation sent ya. Tell him James sent ya. What do I think the Bucs are top 5 targets? Well, I have my top 5 targets. If I had to say what the Bucs top targets are, I mean, you'd assume one of the safeties out there, maybe Bradley Roby, maybe a guard, you know, maybe a running back. You know, it's hard to say. We haven't heard about anything about the players that the Bucs are interested in so far. Like, you know, you see the reports. Well, this amount of teams are interested in this player. These are the teams interested in this player. None of that going on with the Bucs. None of it. Absolutely nothing. It's weird. It's weird, but it's really interesting at the same time. You know, we have not seen the Bucs really connected to any players so far, besides Tyrann Mathieu. That was the only guy. So far, nobody's really made a connection between the Bucs and everybody else. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on right now. What's going on with Grimes? Oh, he's gone. What's going on with Beckwith? His career could be over. They asked Jason Light about it at the Combine. And they said, is it career threatening? And he said that they would know more in a month. So that's the latest. I'm okay with the Buccaneers being quiet, I guess, because like I said, aside from like Landon Collins and Tyrann Mathieu, I didn't feel that any of these players you know, needed to go to the Bucs. Frank Gore would have been a nice signing. Frank Gore would have been a really nice signing. Like Zach, what you were saying, Frank Gore to the Bills, that might be the best signing so far. 1 year, $2 million deal. Jonathan, a lot more chill than the Texans one. There we go. Conti's gone. Clay Matthews. You could bring in Clay Matthews. That'd be a cool signing. Although he doesn't like the new rule changes, so I don't know what's going on with that. Kevin. All right, Kevin. I'll see you, man. Have a good night. Keep you updated here. I think we try and find a corner in the draft, maybe in the later rounds. Bucs need a corner bad. If that might be the Bucs' main priority, is finding a cornerback. That would be something. Do I think the Bucs are cooking something big, or are they not interested in much? I have no idea. I would like to think that they're cooking up something big, but they could also just as much not be interested in anything. You know, who knows? Nobody knows right now. TJ Yeldon, he was one of my guys. He's one of the guys on my wish list for the Bucs. TJ Yeldon and Spencer Ware. Those are my guys. We don't have enough money to play ball. They're a buddy else, indeed. I want greedy, but the quantum move says Devin White. I think so too with Grimes gone now, yeah. Even though Grimes stopped producing. Ware works. I love Spencer Ware and I love TJ Yeldon. Both those guys are beasts. I think that they're very underrated running backs. Very underrated. Just some very interesting stuff. Let me actually see. Let me see. Yeah, just looking at Twitter right now. Nothing really crazy going on. Please God, not another corner in the first round. John Brown, he's another guy who could come to the team. Louis Riddick keeps on saying that we're an under the radar great fit for Bell, and my guy likes it, but I hate it, lol. Yeah, Bell's gonna want so much money. Maybe that's something the Bucs are playing. Maybe that's something the Bucs are planning out. Maybe they're trying to make a run at Bell. Who knows? Nobody knows because the Bucs aren't connected to any of these free agents. You know, it's just ugh. It's just bleh right now. You know, it's supposed to be what it's been like to be a Packers fan for so long because the Packers are never connected to anybody in free agency. Riddick is blowing smoke for media attention. It's probably part of it too. Bell might go to Seattle. If Bell goes to Seattle, I want somebody to trade for Chris Carson immediately. Because Chris Carson's good. Hey, King Huey, you're mad? Hate to see it. You hate to see it. I think 6 okay for Jackson. Absolutely, absolutely. I like the deal for Deshaun Jackson. You get something rather than releasing the guy. That's fine. You know, take it. You know, I'd take that all day. Do I think we're going for a new backup quarterback? You're darn right I am, Antonio. You know who I think the Buccaneers are going for? Say it with me, everybody. I'll let the chat catch up because I'm sure a lot of people know who I want the Buccaneers to go out and get as the backup quarterback. I'll give you guys a second. I want you to guess. I want you to guess who I want the Buccaneers to get as the backup quarterback. It's my favorite guy in the world. Freaking love this guy. I'll just read some of the chat while we wait. Brian Hoare, that was a good one. West Virginia. There you go. There you go. Seeing a lot of Glennons. Mike Glennon. Bring him back. Bring back Mike Glennon. Glennonite for life. Tommy's got the hashtag. I want Mike Glennon back. He's so good. he's fine. I love Mike Glennon. Terry, don't say no to Mike Glennon. You can't stop the Glennon train. Good old Mike. Good old Mike Glennon. He played well for us, in my opinion, indeed. The Glennon Cannon. Kim Noon. Julian Edelman is the quarterback. There you go. I want Adrian Amos. Adrian Amos might be at the top of my list now, guys. Oh, yeah. Tampa's committed to Winston. Chris, I will allow... Oh, I was going to allow it, but... Russell Shepard, backup quarterback. Yeah. What should we do with Mitch Unrein and Bowen to free up some money? They should cut him. You know? They should cut him. Bring back Josh Freeman, too. Bring all the boys back. The Devin Funchess deal is disgusting. 1 year, $13 million from the Colts. That's a terrible deal. That is a terrible deal. Oh, my gosh. What's good, man? How are you? UWLM. Your wife loves me. What is up, my friend? Could tax laws play a role in Bell's decision? I think it plays somewhat of a role for any free agent, you know? The Bucs are going to get their slot in the draft. They might already have it on the team, you know? Sergio Bailey, he's on a 3. He still has 2 more years on his contract, so they could just use him potentially. We'll see. Is it possible we sign a top-tier player? Top-tier-ish. Possible. That one's possible. That one's definitely possible for sure. If the Bells get Bell, him and Marlon Mack behind that, it'd be horrific for the AFC. True. Golden Tate could be a guy, I guess. I say we bring Quan back too. Well, Quan's actually going to San Francisco. He's gone. Could get Josh Jacobs. Could get Josh Jacobs, I guess. Then we're going to get Josh Allen in the drafts. Will be okay, indeed. Has anyone ever seen Josh Freeman's Michael Jackson pinups? I have. I actually used to have him on the live stream for a while back in the day. Back when we were first doing this. I had Josh Freeman up here. Could you imagine if Fitz goes to the Eagles and reunites with Deshaun Law as a backup? That's actually very possible. That is very possible. I could see Deshaun sticking up for Fitz and saying, "Hey, you might want to get this guy," you know. So I don't know. Honey Badger, but it's that we paid Donovan Smith $14 million. Yeah, Tyrann Matthews making 14. Not that we lost Klon, not that we lost Humphreys, not that we lost the Badger, but it's that we paid Donovan Smith $14 million. You know, I've seen some people say, look at the deal Trent Brown got. 4 years, $66 million. He's making $16.5 million. Jason Light's a genius. That deal for Donovan Smith, you know, and everybody's complaining about that deal, and it's actually a great deal. And I still think it's not a very decent deal. I don't think the fact that Trent Brown signed for $3 million more than Donovan Smith automatically makes Donovan Smith a better left tackle. You're still paying both those guys top-tier left tackle money. You know, just because Trent Brown signed for more does not automatically make Donovan Smith a better left tackle. That's all I'm going to say about that, you know? But people are acting like it does, and it doesn't. So, don't know about that one. Best Bucs player was Derek Brooks. Derek Brooks is great. So is Rondé Barber. Haha, Clinton Dix would fit nicely. Yes, he would. Should we bring back Connor Barth? Bring back... That's another guy. It's a kicker out there I want, guys. His name's Matt Bryant. Have you ever heard of him? He's a free agent. I could see him coming back to the Bucs because his former special teams coordinator is on our team now. So, could go out there and get a guy like Matt Bryant, you know? There's no one to replace him. Indeed. Kevin Minter still with us? I don't think so. Not yet. I do think he's going to come back, though. Seeing Quan in a 49er jersey going to hurt? Yeah. Who do I see being interested in playing for the Bucs? In terms of players being interested in playing for the Bucs, pretty much anybody who's ever played for Bruce Arians before. They're going to at least be somewhat interested. I heard Matt Bryant's former team is on the Bucs. Well, his former special teams coordinator is on the Bucs. So that'd be a beast. Hold on, Calvin. Let me read your questions. I'm sorry for that one. Let me see if I can scroll up here and read your questions. Let me see. We don't want Bell, but Tevin Coleman would be great. Tevin Coleman would be a pretty decent signing in my opinion. I think he'd be a very, very good back, especially since he played for the Falcons. I want to get revenge on the Falcons since they took Dirk Cutter went to them. So I'd rather steal a good player from them. But yeah, he'd be good. You'd be good. Trade Brait. Yeah. Trade Brait could happen. Devin White. Let me see. We need corners. Yeah, we need corners in the worst way. Corners are a big one. I'm a Niners fan. What's up with Quan? EJ. Quan's good. Quan is good. But he's been dealing with injuries the past couple of years. He only had one season where he's been fully healthy. Quan Alexander has. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. We don't have enough for Le'Veon right now. No. Technically not. See ya, Moto. Have fun at Disney, man. It's a great place. Have fun at Disney. Oh, do we have enough for Le'Veon right now? I think so. Very technically we do. Very technically. Quan is inconsistent. He's good. When he's good, he's really good. But when he's not so good, he's like really not that good. Injuries don't help anything. Injuries do not help anything at all. So, we'll see. We'll see. Who do I think needs to step in now that Humphries is gone? Sergio Bailey. I mean, he's my pick. I love Sergio Bailey. He could be a guy. Bobo Wilson could be a guy. Justin Watson could be a guy. It really just... It doesn't matter. It could be anybody. You know, anybody could step up. Look at Adam Humphries. He was an undrafted free agent. So that means anybody could step up. You know, you just don't know. I don't think it's like a set determined thing of who's going to step up. Rojo can carry the load. Love Rojo. We don't need linebackers. We need corners. We do need corners in the worst way. But I would also say that we need some linebacker depth as well. Mark Barron could be a cool signing. What is the worst move the Bucs have made recently? I don't know. That is a good question. Probably, I mean, signing of Deshaun Jackson wasn't very good. Maybe whenever they signed him a couple of years ago, because that was just really bad. Roberto Aguayo was a bad decision. So that's probably my suggestions, you know. But yeah, Michael Johnson, that was a bad one. Michael Johnson was a horrible one. Yeah. But anyway, guys, we've been going for over an hour here. I'm going to head out. I've had a really nice time talking with you guys about all the free agency moves, but I got to go do some other things and whatnot. But I want to thank you guys for so much for watching. You know, go ahead and like the live stream before you head out, just to show love for, you know, what we were doing here. I appreciate all you guys coming in. Over 100 of you for pretty much over an hour. That's seriously awesome. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to be on here talking a lot more about free agency, doing the live streams, doing the videos. All week, we're going to be talking about it, okay? Any signing the Bucs make, any trades the Bucs make, you know, I'm going to be talking about all of it. So if you're new and you like the Buccaneers, go ahead and subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. Like the live stream if you enjoyed. And, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys very shortly. If any other Bucs moves are made, we'll talk about it together. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. And, as always, I'll see you in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, goodbye for now, guys. And go Bucs.